Welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to uncover the explosive, ancient mythology hiding right beneath the surface of a super common modern ritual. You've probably seen it, maybe you've even participated in it, but the ancient story behind it, it is absolutely mind-blowing.
So let's dive right into this everyday mystery. Why exactly do we take perfectly good coconuts and just violently smash them on the ground? I mean, it's pretty dramatic, right? We don't do this with apples or oranges. There is actually a highly specific, super powerful intention behind doing this. And to really get it, we first need to look at when and where this whole thing goes down. We actually see this Sitharothangai ritual all the time in our daily lives. Our source texts point out that it's considered absolutely essential for auspicious events. We're talking housewarmings, or puthamunai, weddings, baby showers, childbirth, or even just making it back safely from a trip abroad. But here's the thing. The reason behind this widespread practice, it's not just about a simple celebration. It's actually rooted in a truly epic, divine battle.
To solve this mystery, we've got to travel way back in time to an ancient story. We have Lord Ganesha, taking the specific avatar of Mahotka. Now, in this mythological account, Mahotka was journeying alongside a king to the Kashirajan palace. It was just supposed to be a grand, totally normal procession.
Part 1. An unmovable giant rock, the demonic blockade.
Suddenly, this pleasant journey takes a wild turn. The path to the palace is just completely choked off. What looked like a massive, totally unmovable mountain of rock was actually a powerful asura, a demon named Koodan, and he had disguised himself to block the entrance completely. The text actually notes that the king's entire army tried with all their might to push it out of the way, but they couldn't make this demonic mountain budge even an inch. Literally, they were totally stuck.
Part 2. The 1,000 Coconut Weapon, Ganesha's Divine Strategy.
So Mahotka realizes pretty quickly that mortal strength just isn't going to cut it here. Only his divine power can destroy this barrier. So what does he do? He orders the king's servants to immediately bring exactly 1,000 coconuts to the palace gates. Let that sink in. Not swords, not shields, no catapults. 1,000 coconuts. I mean, you can just imagine the sheer panic of the servants scrambling to gather this massive pile of coconuts right in front of this giant, terrifying demonic rock.
Okay, so the absolutely crucial point is how this epic battle actually unfolds. First, Mahotka takes the 1,000 coconuts and sprinkles them with holy mantra water, basically blessing them with divine energy. Second, he calls upon the people of Kashi, instructing everyone to pick up a coconut and just hurl it directly at the mountain. Third, and this is where the real magic happens, as the citizens throw them, each and every single coconut transforms midair into a divine weapon known as an Astras. And finally, this insane barrage of 1,000 divine weapons strikes the mountain, violently destroying the Astras' rock form. The demon Koodan tries to flee in his true shape, but Mahotka ultimately strikes him down. Boom! The path is cleared.
All right, part 3. Shattering our modern obstacles, fulfilling vows today.
So how exactly does a battle with a mountain demon translate to our modern lives? Well, to recreate that ancient triumph and clear their own life paths, people began adopting this exact same practice. The source text details that devotees started breaking specific numbers of coconuts to pray to Ganesha for the removal of their own personal hurdles. People use various specific auspicious numbers for this, like 9, 11, 21, 51, 101, progressing all the way up to a staggering 1,001 coconuts. That's a lot of coconuts. By breaking these specific amounts, people are essentially fulfilling their vows, their venduthal, and asking for that exact same obstacle-destroying power.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core belief of the entire ritual. It's a parallel. Think about the physical shattering of the coconut shell into pieces, and compare that to the true goal, the complete shattering of your life's problems. The deep-seated belief is that just as the physical coconut bursts into a million fragments the second it hits the ground, your personal problems, your hurdles, and your roadblocks, well, they're going to completely shatter right alongside it. It's a very physical, very loud action meant to cause a deep spiritual clearing.
Furthermore, there's actually a specific technique to this ritual that adds a whole other layer of protection. Our text explains that the act of spinning the coconut in a circle before smashing it isn't just winding up for a better throw. That spinning motion actually acts as a spiritual shield. It's believed to cast away evil thoughts and completely ward off negative energy, what's often referred to as the evil eye or Drishti, away from the person performing the ritual. It literally throws the negativity away right before the final satisfying smash.
Part 4. Shiva's three-eyed creation, the anatomy of the divine.
Before we wrap up, our source material reveals this incredibly profound secondary story. It explains why the coconut looks the way it does, and honestly, why it's considered so perfectly suited for this divine obstacle-clearing ritual. The ancient texts tell a really touching story where Ganesha approached his father, Lord Shiva. Now, Ganesha wanted a living thing that possessed 3 eyes, so he could truly feel his father's presence and love. And in response to his son's wish, Shiva created the coconut, complete with those distinct 3 eyes you see on the shell. Because of this, the coconut is considered Shiva's Amsam, and Amsam is basically an aspect or a direct manifestation of Lord Shiva himself. So think about that. When you hold a coconut, you are literally holding a sacred symbol of divine creation, lovingly made by Shiva, and ultimately weaponized for your protection by Ganesha.
It completely changes how you view this everyday practice, doesn't it? So the next time you're at a housewarming or a wedding or starting any new journey and you hear that sharp, loud crack of a coconut hitting the pavement, you'll know you're not just watching some simple, mundane tradition. You are witnessing the echo of an ancient demonic battle. You're seeing the invocation of divine weapons. Which really begs the question for all of us, what giant mountain, what impossible obstacle in your own path are you ready to shatter today?